Hi there, welcome back to my channel for part 2 of Emily doing the Fabulously Filthy challenge. Last time we started out with Emily in Oasis Springs. This time I'm going to see if I can try to get a couple of the first few tasks done towards her aspiration. I did make a slight mistake last time when I was choosing her personality. I made her a loner type, thinking that would make it easier for me because I wouldn't be doing a lot of socialising. I'm thinking I probably should have made her a freegan so that she could eat trash, because that might have made some of this a little bit easier. Other than that, let's carry on and see how we're getting on. I left off the last video choosing a career for Emily, which she won't actually go and do. It was just to get the first 3 days pay, which we will use the vacation days for. I eventually settled for the manual labourer just in case I forget, and also starting out on a Sunday. It means her first day of work won't be until almost a week away on the following Saturday. It's also one of the highest paying per hour jobs that you can start with at entry level. So the welcome wagon has shown up and it's Johnny Bravo. I am going to invite him in just so that we know at least one person. One of the later steps of the fabulously filthy aspiration is that we have to woohoo with another sim on a dirty floor, so it probably would be in my interests to get to know some other sims. Again, this is where it's going to be a little bit annoying that I chose to make her a loner rather than making her a freegan. Hopefully he's bringing some fruitcake with him. And it looks like Johnny is going to help himself to the salad I made, so I take it that means he hasn't brought any fruitcake with him, unfortunately. And he is the only person that's come on the welcome wagon. I think that probably is how it is when you move into this neighbourhood in Oasis Springs, that you just get Johnny, unless you've moved some townies into some of the other houses nearby. He is your only neighbour. And again, because I made Emily a lone wolf, she is getting quite tense having Johnny in the house with her, but hopefully if she gets to know him a little bit better, that will pass and he will be someone we can keep around for socialisation's sake. Johnny has put down his dish that he had his salad in, and he's not washed it. I thought he was taking it to the bathroom sink to clean it, but that's fine if he leaves that out. That's one more thing that can get dirty or spoil in the house, and that will help us towards our goal of having a messy house. Thought Emily was starting to get more accustomed to Johnny, but I can still see the little red arrows there. Her tension is still rising having him around, so she's not taking to him quite so quickly as I hoped she might. Trying to have Emily make conversation with Johnny, but I feel like every time I open the socialisation menu, it's going straight to send home. It's almost like it's trying to force me to send him home for Emily's sake. Don't want to end the welcome wagon early or send Johnny home because I know it probably negatively affects the friendship, and since they have started to build a friendship, I'm going to let that continue. So in the meantime, I'm just having a look around the neighbourhood to see things that we can dig and if any plants have come into bloom yet, if there's anything that we can harvest so that we can get some things to sell, because one of the starting tasks in the game is to sell a certain amount of objects. I think it's 250 simoleons worth of objects. So I'm going to have Emily just go and dig from some rocks just now while we wait for the welcome wagon to finish. I think you can do that. I think you can just walk out while it's ongoing and it doesn't leave any hard feelings. We did socialise with Johnny for a little bit, so hopefully that'll help maintain what friendship we did manage to form with him. So I'm just looking to see what Emily has found so far. So she's found a fossil with a mysterious time capsule. When you don't have a lot of experience in the game or you're not a geek, you're better just to sell it because you get 70 simoleons. And often when you open it, if it's just a common item inside it, you might only get, I think it's 20 or 25 simoleons. So usually you're better off just to actually sell the time capsule itself. We can see that Emily's looking quite happy now that she's on her own. She's got her little moodlet buff there to say that she's happy to be on her own as a lone wolf. And she's just cancelled off all the actions that I had lined up for her to dig things, so I'm going to have to line all them back up for her again. Emily's starting to get tense again because she thinks there's someone nearby. Just selling off the last few things that she's found there, and that's me sold 250 simoleons. That's just got the scoring simoleons, which gives us a bonus of an extra 2,000 simoleons into our funds. So Emily was starting to get hungry, so I'm going to cook something else and just leave what we cooked earlier out to continue to spoil, to go towards the having 3 food items left out to spoil for that part of the aspiration. Okay, so the you and your phone task has now appeared for us. I will complete that one as well. We can order the pizza and either eat it or leave that out as something else that can spoil and make the house dirty. And taking a photo with the camera is easy enough to do, and that'll give us some extra. I think that one maybe just gives you, I can't remember if it gives you satisfaction points or potions. I don't actually think it gives you simoleons, but we'll still complete it just in case. Because Emily's needs are quite low. That salad probably isn't going to be the best quality. No, it's poor quality. It looks quite brown there, unfortunately. I see Emily's got an uncomfortable moodlet from eating bad food. So another reason why I should have made her a freegan, because she wouldn't have minded eating food like that. And when I go to take a selfie, she's hiding her face because she's feeling so bad about herself. She's not having a good time right now, unfortunately. Since Emily's mood is quite low, I'm going to have her take a nap and then have her sleep. The nap was one of her wants, so fulfilling that will help put her into a bit of a better mood. As you can see there, she's got a happy moodlet from being a lazy sim who got to have a nap, and because she's been on her own for a while, she's got a moodlet, a happy moodlet for being on her own. So I'm now just looking to see what it is that I need to do to close off these tasks here. And a life skill does include fishing, which is something she hasn't tried yet. So I'll probably just get her to do a little bit of fishing, just enough that it triggers that and removes that from the list. I notice Emily is looking a bit stinky, and I don't think she's the type of sim that can go without a shower, so I might need to have her have a shower when she gets back. And that's the fishing closed off the life skill from the list, so the only thing left is a social skill. And unfortunately, while she was speaking to Johnny, she did practice charisma, so I can't just have her stand in front of the mirror and practice speech for a couple of minutes. That's usually an easy way to get a little bit of charisma skill just to close that one off. But one of these social skills is comedy, and she didn't tell any jokes to Johnny, I don't think, so I should just be able to get her to watch the comedy channel on TV, and that should be enough to get her some comedy skill, and that will complete that task entirely. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the comedy skill to close off that list there, I'm going to go into the phone and order a pizza for delivery, because that is one of the tasks on one of the other starting tasks. And that'll close that off, and again that'll give me some food that I can leave out to spoil, or it gives us a little bit of food to eat. And I'm going to have a tikka masala pizza just to be a little bit different, and because I quite like tikka masala myself, so hopefully Emily does too. Last task there is just to chat with a sim or play a game. I'm just going to go into my phone and I'm going to play a game while I wait for the pizza, and that should close off the you and your phone. Can't remember exactly what I get for that, if it's aspiration points or if it's potions. We'll find out in just a moment. And it's simoleons for the you and your phone task. That's the one that gives you the 2,000 simoleons. So that's great. That's a nice little boost to our funds there. And I've now got lifelong aspirations as well. Oh, it's skillful sims, so that's me completed the social skills as well to get these skillful sims. I got that from watching the comedy channel there. That gave me the comedy skill. Bringing this pizza into the house, I can see I've got quite a few things lying around now that are making a mess. I've got the 2 lots of food that I left out to spoil. I've got the plate that Emily used, and in the bathroom I've also got a plate that Johnny used that's been left out to go horrible. I've actually achieved the first part of the aspiration, which was leave 3 food items out to spoil. I forgot that the first thing I made was a serving of garden salad, which is 8 servings, and that seemed to count as 8 different food items left out to spoil. If I'd known that, I probably wouldn't have made a full 8 serving. I probably would have just made them one at a time, maybe saved a little bit of money and waste. So what I'll probably do is just hang on to the pizza and use that as something to feed us for the next couple of days to save a little bit of money that way at least. Johnny Zest is calling me to go and see someone famous at the lounge. Normally I would say no, but I am going to say yes, because one of the other tasks I have up at the top left there is to travel to a public venue and I think meet Sims. So if I go there with him, that should count as the travel to public venue. And then for meeting one sim, I think I have to meet someone I haven't met before. So I'm just gonna, yeah, I definitely have to introduce myself to a sim that I haven't met already. So speaking to Johnny won't do that. So I will introduce myself to, I think that's Knox Greenberg there. Yeah, I'll introduce myself to Knox Greenberg and that will count for that one. And although it says the only other task is go home, I think after introducing myself to a sim, I then have to socialise with sims. And then that should be enough to complete that. If I just introduce myself to Knox, say a few things to him, I can then go home, and that should close that one off. Yeah, there it's showing. I need to do 2 socializations with other Sims just to finish that. I don't think it has to be 2 different Sims, so I think if I just say a couple of things to Nox, that should be enough to let me go. That's us back home, and that should hopefully close off the always on the move. And we just got some potions for that, which may or may not be useful later on in the challenge. We'll see. I noticed the one that came up there was flirty. One of the things we have to do is to woohoo with a sim on a dirty floor, so it might come in handy for that, especially with Emily being a loner. It might help get her in the mood and make that part a little bit easier, so that might have been worth the effort. So one of the things to do is to spend some satisfaction points. So I should have enough to get one of the 100 point potions, which I'm going to take the instant fun, which will hopefully help when Emily's having a bad time. That's maybe a better one to get than the instant hygiene, was my thought. So I'm probably going to end it there for now, and I'm probably going to go away and do a little bit more playing offline just to bring this along a little bit, because the next few tasks in the aspiration are a little bit time consuming. So until next time, thanks for watching.